Tigers inside the Ventura 40.
You're right about the false start right there. Ventura being thrown off by that early movement. Therefore, they were just standing there. Christopher Anderson runs right by him as they're just standing there. Big gain, 17 yards. Now, first down.
Well, Riverside entered enemy territory last time offensively, yet coughed it up with a Ryan Ramirez fumble. Now here goes the Tigers inside the Ventura 40 one more time. Two tight end set, Anderson the single back. Two wide receivers as well. Play action fake. King looking long. Will float it to Whitney again. He's open, and he's got it. Touchdown Tigers. But a flag is down. We do have a penalty marker down on the field, but if this play stands with 5 minutes to go, the Tigers put up 30 points in the opening half.
It looks like it won't be standing, and it's sort of, I got the feeling this is a makeup call for the lack of call they did against RCC.
Yeah, this is getting out of hand, though. If you're Riverside, it'll be a 4-yard penalty, yet they'll wait till after the touchdown to call it. An illegal man downfield.
And that's exactly what's being called right
there.
You
didn't need to commit the penalty. You absolutely didn't, as Whitney was the only man really important on that route, and a man who already had a touchdown grab last time nearly hauled in his second.
Don't be surprised if they do the same play, but just to the other side.
Jawan Thomas into the game as the receiver as Whitney steps out. Low snap, King will keep across the 40 and gain some of the penalty yardage back, make it 2nd and 11 from 39 of Ventura.
Well, they get back the penalty yardage at least, now to be 2nd down. But going back to what was supposed to be a touchdown if it weren't for a penalty play, how about Nicholas King showing some touch on the ball, following through perfectly? Almost reminds me of him taking a shot in basketball. He just left his hand out there and just said touchdown.
Back to throw. King may do it again. Eludes out of a sack. A bootleg. Looking right. Still down the field. Chucks it over the middle, but too short. Intended for Michael Stallone. Make it 3rd and 11.
Boy, he had Isaac Whitney deep. Could have had 6 points back.
Yeah,
but Nicholas King, it just shows how much improvement there still needs to be. And one thing would be vision. He did have Isaac Whitney deep, elects to go short, incomplete, and so a lot more improvement has to be done for Nicholas King.
He has gotten a little bit better. 7-0 are the Tigers with King under center. Back to throw, pressure's on. Chucks it at the last moment for Marenko. Hauls in the football across the 30-yard line. He won't pick up the first down, but King will pick up some major pride points there. What would have been a 5-yard sack turns into a 9-yard grab for Marenko.
Wow, it wasn't designed like that, but Nicholas King was being taken down for the sack, but he still manages to show how much strength he has, being able to get the ball to Alejandro Marenko. Good thing is Alejandro Marenko ran back to the ball, which is exactly what a wide receiver is supposed to do.
Heady play for the Leaf Taylor High School product. Catch number 4 for him today. 4th and short, and the offense stays out there. The play clock is down to 6, so they will call a timeout as the offense isn't even set. It looks like they may, to the character of Tom Kraft, may decide to just kick a field goal. 3:39 to go. Tigers do already lead 27-16.
Already a 2-score type of a game. Why not just add to that 2-score game? I mean, you're going to get 3 points. You got the best kicker possibly in the state of California at the JUCO level, so why not let Jimmy Camacho get an extra 3 points for you?
Now, well, Jimmy Camacho is the #1 kicker in junior college, the highest scoring player overall in the state of California at the junior college ranks. 3:39 to go. Tigers lead 27-16, and Riverside, even with their own mistakes, following a couple of kickoff return scores and that penalty that negated the touchdown, you still got a double-digit lead, and you're pulling out all the stops, and I completely get it. It's a playoff game that you're expected to win. You're leading thus far, and you might as well open up the playbook and try and get things going for next week's ball game, given you win against Mount Sac.
You're right about that. And talking about mistakes, right now Riverside will try to create a mistake, but not on their behalf for Ventura. They're going to try to get them to go offsides here for sure, and possibly if they don't get them to do that, they'll probably let Jimmy Camacho handle. But we'll see.
Well, Nicholas King on a 4th down keeps the offense out there, is on the Wildcat. Pirates clouding the line of scrimmage. Man in motion, Mickey Manu wanders from right to left. Snap goes to King. He'll run up the middle, lowers his shoulder across the 30. He may have just got enough. No, they do indeed call it a turnover on downs as the Tigers elect to go for it and come up empty.
Well, it looks like the officials are still deciding whether or not.
They initially called it a turnover on downs. They'll end up bringing out the chain. No, they do call it a turnover on downs.
There you go. Big stop by the Ventura Pirates right there. And now it seems like they could come away the half with the score and get back the ball.
Yeah, it's a ball club if you're Ventura that really shouldn't even be in this ball game. They came in tonight's matchup with, if you put it up, the statistics, you put Ventura in the National Central Conference, they would end up being in the bottom three nearly every major category. Yet we're the winners of the National Southern Conference and are in today with a win and in to the SoCal Championship game. Whips it out over the middle. Pass is caught for a gain of maybe 5 out to his backup receiver, Juan Soto. 3:22 to go, Dan, and they're on the move, trailing by 11.
I'd like to ask the defensive coordinator why he's having his RCC Tigers go to a three-man front right there. Mark Evans is the type of guy who will find his open receivers if only 3 guys are going to be rushing in.
Evans began the ball game 2 of 4 passing for -5 yards and an interception, yet have gotten things going as of late. As he throws over the middle, it's complete for near. In fact, they will call it a Ventura College first down as Riverside runs him 5 yards backwards, but Ventura gets things going with a catch first on the day to Devontae Alfred. The freshman moves the chains.
2:53 and counting remaining in this first half, and Ventura most likely will try to run out the clock and go into the half with at least 3 points, but this RCC defense has other plans for sure.
That's right. The Tigers do have 0 timeouts remaining, and they lead only by 11, though. 2:32 to go. Chucks it far side against Brock Carmen. Juan Soto the intended target, but a flag that may be against the linebacker for a holding on the defensive side. But you mentioned it, Dan. The Pirates can travel down the field and never give the ball back to the Riverside Tigers and cash in with points on this possession. And following the penalty, they have a great opportunity to do it. It's a first down and 10 right at the midfield stripe.
Yeah, pass interference. A flag thrown about 15 yards from that back official way over there on the far side. He must have great eye vision.
Yeah, obviously questionable call, but with 2:28 to go, Ventura picks up 2 first downs on back-to-back plays. Nichols set in for the Tigers, a 3-wide package. Chucks it out near side. It's complete. There goes Chris Marshall, has room, and the first down pickup is made for the 5'8" wideout Chris Marshall. He's smaller than everybody on both sides of the ball. It makes a monumental play for a Ventura first down. Gain of 13.
Yeah, he's so small. He causes mistakes like this. Riverside had him in plain sight, but instead of wrapping him up, since he's so short, they're going up high on him. You can't do that to a guy that's that short. You got to cut his legs away.
Well, Chris Marshall will get his story in a minute. From the 37, here goes Ventura. Flips it out near side. Stanton with the grab. Out across the 30. Still moving. 28-yard line. And he's spun down after a Ventura College first down. Jonah Moy in there on the tackle. But Ventura will move the chains. Chris Marshall, 3 grabs tonight, including a monumental one to get Ventura's first score of the day. It was an 11-yard catch for him. Chris Marshall racked up 41 rushing touchdowns as a 3-year starter at Del Sol High School. And yes, 41 rushing touchdowns. He converted from halfback to wide receiver over the offseason, yet leads the team in catches, yards, and touchdown receptions this season. Second and short, back to throw. Evans looking. Floats it to the end zone. A flag is down, and it's caught for the touchdown. Chris Marshall leaps into the end zone, but that may be coming back as Ventura may be caught for a holding flag, and indeed the referees will negotiate here with 1:28 to go. If that was a touchdown, they'll cut that thing to 4.
Oh, and the flag will be on Riverside, a defensive holding instead. And so that touchdown will stand. Now 22-27, 1:28 remaining in this one.
Ventura could go for 2 to make it a 3-point ball game, and it looks like they will not. They'll settle for a 4-point differential, and the Tigers have to be kicking themselves. They would have a monumental lead if it weren't for those kickoff return scores, and that is the first touchdown the Tigers have allowed offensively over the last 3 quarters. And it gives Ventura, with the extra point, a 4-point differential, a 27-23 lead for the Tigers. And understandably, Riverside offensively has been rolling, but you got to believe that you need to put more points on the board on this drive. 1:28 to go before the half.
Here's what I notice about Ventura. They're emotionally strong. You could tell they're mentally strong, except for those boneheaded penalties. But you could see the way they play. They're super physical. Every single play, it seems like a little scuffle's about to break out. But Ventura, right there, off of a quick score, and still down just 4 points now, 27-23.
A high-scoring affair out of Arthur N. Wheelock Stadium. The Tigers' 29-0 home winning streak is in jeopardy here, despite just a 4-point advantage. Special teams has been impressive for Ventura College, and into kick this one down the field is Jake Lansky, a freshman who has knocked through nearly every one of his field goal tries as well. And one of his field goals have made this thing a close 4-point differential. Return out across the 10 is Alejandro Marenko, still moving 25, and he's spun down at around the 30. Holding on to the football is Marenko. Tackle made for the Ventura College Pirates at around the 22 by Matt Singleton.
A 27-23 score, and I already get the feel that this is exactly how Riverside has played all year, sort of that slow start in the first half, but then they just pick it up in the second half. We'll see if Ventura is able to counter that hard-nosed attack in the second half by Riverside.
Well, statistically, it was a great matchup for the offense to produce, but that defense and special teams have certainly fell up short in this ball game. Flip it out far side. First catch for Stallone, and he zigzags across the 45 and is veered out of bounds at the at the Riverside 45. Moved the chains off a pickup of 13 yards.
Michael Stallone has quietly become the number 2 guy for Riverside this year with four touchdowns already and 14 catches over the last 5 weeks. That'll be number 16, actually.
And that grab will move the chains. A timeout is called by Ventura. 1:11 to go. Tigers lead by 4, but are looking for more, about 25 yards away from makeable field goal range. And Dan, you take a look at tonight's ball game, and what has been the big takeaway from a 4-point lead, but we expected a much larger advantage for the Tigers than that.
Oh, you're right, and it should be a much larger score. I'm talking about Riverside against Ventura here. And Ventura coming up with 2 touchdowns via the kick return, so that's been the major difference for Ventura.
Well, Riverside will continue this ball game with a 4-point lead, yet has trailed for a majority of the football game. Did claim an 11-point advantage in the second, yet that thing has been shrunk down to 4. Delay handoff goes to Chris Anderson. That one's going nowhere. A loss of 2 yards. Tackle made for the Pirates by yet another time Tyshawn Lee in there on the stop. Make it second and short. Second and 11.
I'm surprised Riverside is not playing a lot faster. Oh, they do pick it up now, though.
Clock is down to 49. King looking long. Floats it deep down the field over the head of 5'10" wideout Michael Stallone. Make it now a 3rd and 11 here. And if the Tigers don't gain another yard, you still have, if you're Ventura, an opportunity to return this football with a timeout in your back pocket.
A flag is down, Nick, and it's in the vicinity of possibly pass interference or defensive holding. We'll see. But the ball wasn't catchable.
Now, these officials have been awfully questionable tonight's ball game. This will be penalty number 13 if it's accepted, and indeed it looks like it'll be yet another penalty against the Riverside Tigers.
What was called, who knows? We'll see here. Offensive pass interference is interesting call.
Because that ball was out of bounds.
Yeah, that ball wasn't even catchable, yet the officials convinced that it was.
Well, following the 15-yard penalty, boy, the Tigers are awfully frustrated here. They face a 2nd down and 26 from their own 29. They need to reach the 45 of Ventura, which is an eternity away for the Tigers from moving the chains. Delay handoff to Anderson, bouncing outside, has room to the 30, still going.